Well, here we are at Bishop's Grill again. Best place for breakfast in St. George, for sure. They have 2 locations to serve you best. One in Washington, one on Sunset. Lucky for me, I always come to the Sunset one. They got the hottest waitresses. So anyway, my youngest daughter has asked me to put together a video about where I was at when I met Aaron and the shit that's happened before. So I'm gonna do that. I met my previous girlfriend in February. We got together in April of 2024. 2 months later, I found out, one, she had quit her job and was using sex and whatever she had to do to try to get me to marry her, pay the bills, and just take care of her while she got to do whatever she wanted. I found out she was lying to me about talking to another dude about a month and a half in, which kept progressing through the whole relationship, and I got all the promises that it wasn't, and it was. She went into my office, went through my whole computer, Facebook, Instagram, everything. And this is right after the most spiritual experience of my whole life. In July, we go to this dance, and I make this promise that no matter what, I'm going to tell the truth about my past relationships, because she's really insecure and really has a problem with my ex. Every single fight, it was thrown and used like a knife to cut me, when she didn't get what she wanted. So, but I love this girl. I fell in love with her up there, and I made a commitment, no matter what, to tell her the truth, because I had been going to therapy for the last 4 years, 3 years, whatever it was, because I'm still going. Dr. Denham Slade, St. George, Utah, best doctor with relationships by far, ever. He doesn't co-sign my bullshit, and he just tells me the truth, and no matter what, he's kind about it. That's what I want to leave behind me, is kind, loving in my wake. So there's no intent here to be malicious or anything. Love is the way, and truth is the highest form of love and intimacy, and I believe that. So we do that in July. She's still not working. I'm still paying the bills, and she's still talking to other dudes. She goes through my computer and stuff. I finally have enough in September, and I'm in her house working on her house. She finally gets a job at a little place that's like 3 days a week, and she's at work, and I'm taking care of her house. I'm doing stuff at her house, moving furniture around for her. Well, I find her laptop open, so I go through her messages. Right or wrong, I don't know. I'm glad I did, because the same guy, a real stellar individual with a pregnant wife, is hitting on my girlfriend, trying to sleep with her, and they're talking about being freaks and all that stuff, and I still have the proof. So I have permission, I go over to talk to Nikki, and the garage is open. I have permission to come in. I go in, and I start asking her about it. We talked for 15 minutes about some other stuff. I started asking her about it. We moved to the bedroom, and she hits the roof in angry deflection, hate, and blame. I've never seen anything like it my whole life. I've never seen anybody switch to I hate you from I love you so fast in my entire life. And these are all people with deep-seated trauma issues, because we all attract each other, and we attract what's not healed in us in the mirror over there. I believe that wholeheartedly. This has been a spiritual ride, a physical ride. I've been using spiritual guides. I've been using medical doctors. I've been using therapy. I've been, trying to find all the things to give to myself before I can give it to another. So anyway, she finally gets a job. We figure all that out. Well, she gets so angry in that argument because I just want to know the truth, that she tells me to leave and she's denying everything, and then she calls the police and tells them I broke in, took some shit, and I get felony charges for domestic violence in front of a child because her daughter was in the bedroom asleep and never woke up. Her roommate was in the other bedroom asleep and never woke up. I get theft, felony theft, burglary, because I took the air conditioner that I had at her house, so her room wasn't 1,000 degrees. So she had air conditioning because it's 110 degrees here in the summer. So I took that with me, and I get stalking, a stalking charge, among breaking and entering. I think those were the 4 charges. And I'm at home asleep. This was all, she had called the police after I had already left, and I'm at home asleep, and the police show up where me and my 18-year-old daughter live, and they start asking me questions. And I'm just like, look, you guys, and I'm frustrated at this point. So my mouth probably didn't do me any favors because I don't really love the police anyway. I'm just going to be honest. I'm a 30-year-long alcoholic that's done it in a good way. And I don't know. It's part of the deal. So they come and then they leave. And then the next day, Nicole makes up, says she's sorry, does all this, has sex with me, and then brings her car over so I can fix her car. So I start working on her car on Saturday morning, and it's all tore apart, the air suspension's all jacked up, whatever, and that goes all the way into Sunday. Well, I'm sitting there just trying to get the car finished on Sunday, and the police show back up and say they have just cause to arrest me because of what Nicole had told them. All they have is a story. I was gone from her house. I wasn't there. They can't prove anything, but all they have is a story. And considering my past, because I push things a little hard, I have to take a deal, and all the lawyers have all advised me, hey man, you go to trial against this and you'll hang. And that's really sad what we're doing to men these days, especially good men. I understand there's men out there abusing girls, but that's not what this was. All I was doing was trying to get the truth on if I was safe in my relationship or not with somebody that I really loved and cared about. And later on, 2 or 3 months down the road, she admitted it anyway. And I have photos of her with the air conditioner with her thumbs up. Like, I don't know why I did what I did, but I stayed. Because when I love somebody, I love them forever. So anyway, now that we're on 2 years probation, I have to call and take drug tests every day, or call a drug test line every day, and then as soon as they call my number, I have to go take a drug test. For lies. For shit that I was lied and used to hurt and manipulate about. So I end up getting arrested in front of my kid, and cost me about $10,000 in legal fees to defend myself, and I couldn't even go to trial because they said no matter what I'd hang. Especially in the state of Utah, And I've never abused anybody. I'm really good at putting us up against the truth. I'm really good at that. And I don't back down because I believe when you love somebody, especially yourself, you don't back down and you fight for it. That's what has always been instilled in me. Letting go has never been my strong suit. I will admit that. And I do want to know the truth, So we get all the way out to Thanksgiving, and we're still together, and I spend $5,000 or $6,000, and I do a trip to Portland, Oregon, so she can see her kids for her family. She's still not working at this time. Doesn't have any money. So we go out there. I send her out there first. I spend the holidays here, and she has Thanksgiving with her ex-husband and her kids. Yeah, I know. And then after that, I say the only thing I want before we left, I said the only thing I want is to be able to spend Christmas together. Because I love you, and, you know, we had to be apart on Thanksgiving. I want you to be with your kids because your relationship with them is rough. Now I know why. Because, well, she's handed all the same shit to her kids. And insecure, scared, fear, all these different things. And at the beginning of our relationship, I find out, she tells me that she had an affair with a guy that worked for her dad, she said. Well, I get up to meet her dad, and it's her dad's best friend. I'm up then in her family because we have a good relationship, and I'm stuck in the middle of this three-way. So every time Nicole goes to her dad's or whatever, it's in the back of my mind that something's going on, because nobody's telling anybody. Her dad doesn't know. It's all being kept behind his back, all this stuff. And I'm stuck in a position where I'm in this three-way, and I'm standing there, and I know everything, and I gotta look at her dad, who's a phenomenal dude. If he ever sees this, I have the utmost respect and love and gratitude for that guy, because he has done nothing but try to show up for this girl and clean up the mess again and again and again and again. And it breaks his heart because he doesn't understand why we can't get it together. And it's because of the anxious avoided dynamic. Dr. Denham Slade in St. George, Utah for the last 4 years has taught me more than probably both my parents combined, easy, and grandparents, and every relationship I've ever seen has taught me more about relationships than anybody in my whole life. And I love that dude. If you ever see this, Doc, I love you, and you changed my life. You changed my life. Anyway, man, that's hard to talk about. She breaks up with me the day before Christmas. And it was probably, at the time, one of the most hurtful things that ever could have been done. A few weeks later, I find out that she's still also engaging with another woman, and she's planning on getting married to him so they can, you know, fraud immigration so she can stay here because she's from Brazil. And then I find out about that, and I still stay, man. Why do we stay? Because there's a hurt, abandoned kid in me that would rather die than be abandoned again. You know? So we get out through the Christmas holidays, and I end up getting mixed up with my previous ex-girlfriend. We start talking the day after Christmas, and she's gone on a family trip with her kids and her ex-husband in California. And we talked the whole entire week that they're gone, and as soon as she gets back on the 1st of January, we're back in it again for about a week. And she shows up, and we're at her house for a whole week. She sent the kids to her mom's or their dad's, wherever, and we have an amazing week. And this is with somebody else 2 days after I break up with the other one. I know, me, here. The problem is here. We're very aware. It's been a long road. Until she walks into court. We wake up together, kiss her goodbye, say I love you, and then she walks into court and pretends like she doesn't know me, supporting the other side. I've never really been cut in this way like I have from these two people. Never. I didn't even know it was possible for this kind of malevolence to exist. But anyway, it's just hurt kids hurting kids. That's all it is. That's all relationships are, because we have a story that starts when we're 5 years old, and that story just runs our whole life until we do something about it. So, I get out of that. I spend $10,000 in attorney's fees trying to defend myself, and they just say, Ryan, you're not going to win this, not in this state. You're not going to win it. Just take the best deal you can get and just walk. Or if you go to a jury, you will do jail time. You're facing felonies. So I took a misdemeanor on stalking because I had to, when I never did that, ever. I was invited, the garage door was open, and that's that. I never did that. Still, do I apply pressure to tell the truth? Yeah, in all the right ways. Did I say, hey, if you don't tell me the truth, I'm just going to tell everybody the truth I know? Yeah, I did that. Because I am tired of getting burned for thousands of dollars, paying the bills, going to work, doing 1,000 different things, showing up with flowers, showing up, with gifts and stuff, and, trying to really make her feel safe, loved, and like she matters. Like Dr. Slade says, every human wants the same thing, and the only way to get it is to give safe, sensitive, and available, and hope that you get it in return. And me and Aaron live by that. So anyway, we go a few more months, and we get to February, and she's gone again, doing what the avoidant does. Just, I'm done with this. You're a fucking narcissist, asshole, piece of shit, all this stuff. And man, I'm just trying to tell the truth because I made a promise to, and I still do. No matter how hard it is, I will tell Erin the truth no matter what. And I'll show her anything she wants to see. If you want to see my shit, see my shit. But I don't need to see yours because I can trust the Spirit's going to take care of me, and I can feel the energy now. So we get to Mother's Day, this last Mother's Day in May. And I go through her whole house and I'm still trying to be loved, right? She's gone, engaged with other dudes, sleeping with other dudes, whatever, and then comes back when she needs something and manipulates me and say there's nobody and I miss you and all this stuff. Just so I can go in and fix her house. Her house has some cracks and the paint's all jacked up and it's half painted in a bunch of places. So I go in and I spend about $1,200 on the drywaller, and then I go in and paint 9 different colors and straighten all the lines up in the house. I paint the whole entryway. I do all this stuff. And it takes me a full week. 2 days in, she really hurts her back. And she's like bedridden and can't move. So I'm taking care of her. I put all my jobs and stuff off so I can stay there, take care of her, and get her house done at the same time. And I spend the week doing this. So we sleep together twice in this time, in a full 7 days. And then the last day, because we're painting over oil-based trim, we have to pull the masking. Right as soon as the paint starts getting tighter, it'll peel off. Anyway, construction jargon. Anyway, so we're up till 3:30 in the morning, and I'm peeling masking till 3:30 in the morning. She has 14-foot ceilings. I've been climbing a ladder for a full week. I'm an older guy now, I'm 42, and my hips and my legs won't work anymore. Like, I'm hurt from doing this, from killing myself working so hard. And we go to bed at 3:30, and then I roll over and wake up at 7:30 because I put my life off. I have to get up and go to work. I gotta go work my real job now. So I roll over and I kiss her neck and I wake her up, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a dude. I was trying to be intimate before I left, and I didn't think, I just wanted to be thanked and some gratitude. And I've never seen anybody wake up that evil or angry in my entire life. And I have no idea why. She's just tired and exhausted, and I am too. And she jumps up and I'm the biggest fucking asshole in the world. And then I have a video that I'll post of the whole conversation that happened that morning. And then I was thrown out of that house and the door locked, and never another nice word said to me ever again after I was done. Not one single sincere thank you or piece of gratitude from this girl. She really believes that men owe her everything because her mom, well, her mom's running around for the last 25 years just taking advantage of a dude, just so she can have a nice place to live. And she's not very nice. She's not kind at all. Her dad's a great guy, but he worked all over the place when he was younger. He built marinas and did all kinds of crazy stuff, like really cool stuff. But man, he didn't have time. He was gone working, so he wasn't there for his little girl, you know. She felt abandoned, you know. And then she gets this story. And us as alcoholics, we do what we do, man, especially when we're younger, just like my previous video talks about with my kids. But I don't know, man. It's been one of the hardest rides of my whole life, and now I'm still on probation. I'm still doing drug tests. I'm still doing all this stuff, and I just want a good way, you know. You don't want to be together, fine. That's totally fine. Don't fucking lie to me. Just tell me the truth, you know. And I get out of this, and then finally I just break, and I'm anxious. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, tell me what's going on. Tell me what's going on. And it's like, oh, you're a psycho. You're a stalker. You're a this. You're a that. It's like, how do you have the malevolence to hurt somebody like that? I don't know. So I'm fishing through all this stuff, and you know, and it's about 6 months or so, and you know, somebody else comes into my life, and it was a friendship. It was really, really good until it wasn't, until feelings got involved and stuff like that. And I was like, look, I'm not ready, man. And I was actually with that girl, showed up to Denny's to we were out on a motorcycle ride. We agreed that we weren't doing anything anymore, and we were friends, you know. And that's all we were gonna do, and I was gonna start dating other people. And we walk in, and Miss Erin is sitting there with, well, none other than Matt Bishop at Denny's, which there should be something wrong with that, Matt. Like, we shouldn't be going to Denny's when we have bishops, but whatever. And yeah, Miss Erin was sitting there next to him, and we sat down. Me and this other girl sat down in the booth, and I'm sitting straight across from Erin, and she's in this dress, and I still blame it on the dress. The fucking dress. Goddamn. God, I love that dress. Fuck around. And I just knew there was somebody with a good heart in front of me. Damaged as shit? Absolutely. Am I damaged as shit? Absolutely. And that's most of the reason for this TikTok channel. I mean, sure, I got a lot of information in my head from therapists and all this stuff, but until I can apply it, and until I realize that, Angel, this one's for you, until I realize that my worth is infinite, and I believe that, I will attract the same things. And Erin was doing the same thing, and man, we sure are grateful to find each other coming out of a hell like this. And we're just out here trying to tell the truth and trying to heal these hurt parts of us. Because between my mommy and daddy issues and the stuff that I've done to my family and this experience being treated the most cruel, evil, malevolent way that I've used, taken advantage of, thousands of dollars, and women can just take it, say you're a stalker, and now I have criminal charges in front of my family. I'm abandoned, betrayed, humiliated, cheated, lied to, and just not loved. And it's really fucked up, you know, it really is. But that's a little bit about where I was when I met Erin, and about my relationship previous to that. We'll keep working backwards or forwards. We're just going to try and do this thing the best way we can. But I don't know. Erin, you're helping save my life. And I love you like a fat kid loves cake.